Yo, what's up, Bleach fans? This is Rafa from C Manga, and I'm here to give you a review of Chapter 529, Everything But the Rain, Part 2. And yes, I'm loving these chapters because we're finally getting into the Isshin backstory, and I've been waiting for this for a while, as I said in the last one, and Kubo is definitely delivering with detailing Isshin's character out to us, and I'm really loving this so far. So yeah, this chapter did reveal some interesting stuff as well, as we're about to see. And yeah, the first thing we do actually see before we get back to the backstories in the current timeline is Nemaya basically explaining to Renji why Ichigo couldn't, you know, complete the training, why he sent him back. He's saying that him and himself both knew really that no matter how hard Ichigo tried, this training wouldn't work for him, seeing as he doesn't have an Asuchi, and he's given Asuchis to every Shinigami ever. That includes lieutenants, captains, and even the Zero Squad have a Suchi from him. He knows every single one of them, so there isn't one Zanpakuto that he doesn't know about. And he's saying because Ichigo doesn't have one, he needs to go and find his soul before he can have his, his Zanpakuto completed. Basically, stuff we already knew. So the next thing we see now is it goes back in time, and we see Rangiku as a lieutenant of the 10th division looking for her captain. And at this point we kind of assume that the captain she's looking for is Toshiro, but in fact she throws a pan at something in the tree, and guess who drops out? Yeah, Isshin was the 10th division captain, and that surprised me a big amount because I thought he was a Zero Squad captain, but I guess not. So we see her mocking him, like, kind of the same way Toshiro mocks her about being lazy and trying to get off work, and they have their little banter and so forth. Later they go to their division, and we see Toshiro is revealed as well, his guy, and he's currently at that time the third seat for the 10th division squad, and Isshin sees him as to be the next captain, seeing as he's working on his bunker and things like that. Toshiro reveals to him that there was a incident recently where a Shinigami was killed, and he's saying today that 2 Shinigamis were killed recently, and that kind of shocks Isshin, and he leaves straight away to run off. Rangiku wants to chase him, but Toshiro basically says we're too weak to follow him, we're just going to get in his way. And so I'm assuming he's going to the real world, because I'm sure I saw the gates that they travel through open. So this, to me, this seems like this might be him going to the real world, and this is when he most likely gets beaten by one of those hollows, and that's the one that Misaki killed. And when as you saw last time when she came and healed him. So this chapter probably is before, timeline wise, before the last one. So yeah, that was that's what I'm saying anyway, that's what I think it is. And then later we see near the end we see Aizen, and Gin and Kaname, and basically they're experimenting on hollows, and he basically Kaname saying that they were basically a failure because they tried equipping hollows onto normal souls and the division members, and basically it didn't work out too well. And Aizen, the smug guy, basically saying it's fine, we'll soon find out where Shinji and his gang are, then we can lure them out and experiment on them with holification. Basically 2 birds with 1 stone, and it's like, let's be patient, everything will go to plan. And yeah, that was about it. As usual, a fast Bleach chapter, but boy, this is really really interesting that Aizen's being brought back into the story, even if it is a flashback. So we're most likely going to see more about his doing in this, and I'm guessing whatever he did is the reason why he inadvertently, maybe it was on purpose, he's the reason why Isshin went and to the real world, and this is most likely why he met up with Misaki. So yeah, it's kind of strange how this all worked out, but it's kind of similar to how Rukia was sent to the real world and met up with Ichigo, because it was basically Aizen sort of working behind the scenes. I'm not saying he had um full control of the situation or he was completely behind it, but he was kind of the trigger for the whole thing, and it seems like this is a very similar parallel to that. So yeah, Aizen, Mr. Mastermind, is once here again, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what's happening next. Also, what I forgot to mention, like an idiot, I forgot. We see that Isshin was titled as Isshin Shiba. So yes, that theory is no longer a theory. That is stated canonly in the manga. Isshin was a Shiba, and he in fact was the head of the Shiba clan. So it kind of explains why the Shiba clan fell. Because obviously, when he left, the head no longer to lead the clan, it must have fell into ruin. So yeah, it's all starting to tie up now, and this is why I'm really enjoying this, because Kubo kind of does leave a lot of holes in the story, but it really is tying up. So yeah, and that another thing, as I said, that means Ichigo is related to Kaien, Kukaku, and Genji. So yeah, that explains the similarities with Ichigo and Kaien. So yeah, there's so much more that is gonna be revealed and tied up. All these theories are starting to come to light, and it's really, really, really good, and I can't wait to see the next one. So I'm guessing we'll see why no one seems to remember Isshin. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure I remember someone from Soul Society, or some people from Soul Society, have seen Isshin in the current storyline hundreds of years after he left. And if that's the case, I find it weird that no one would remember someone as like him, because he was the 10th Division captain and he was head of the Shiba clan. And not to mention that, main characters like Rangiku and Chishiro were his vice captain and third seat. And with people like Ukitake, Kuryaku, Unohana, and the head captain, obviously they were around when he was in Soul Society. So I find it weird that they would forget him. So yeah, I'm guessing Aizen most likely has some sort of hand in this, and he most likely made everyone forget Isshin after he went to the real world, and obviously to hide his own back in terms of the hollow experiments, which Isshin is most likely going towards right now. So yeah, maybe that will get cleared up in the next few chapters, so we'll just see. And yeah, as I say, I'm going to stop rambling because this backstory is really, really good, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So anyway, what do you guys think? Are you impressed with what's happening so far and what's being revealed? And what do you think will happen next in the backstory? Hopefully is going to carry on. And if you like the chapter and the video, leave us a like because it really helps out, and subscribe for more content in the channel, and I'll speak to you guys in the next chapter.